We have magic in the air today. We can meet our new best friend, a lover, someone willing to walk the rest of our path with us, a gift, money, a joyful memory in the making, a small windfall, good news. So, what awaits your path today? Well, sit back and relax. Let's explore the cosmic energies. Together, we can gain an understanding of how to embrace this energy, utilize this energy, and move forward today and every day. Hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you for being here. Thank you for all your positive, loving support you send me each and every day. Welcome to your daily focus for February the 7th, 2024. Now let's start with the numerology. We have the beautiful energy of the 7. The 7 is all about wanting to create harmony and beauty in our environments, in the world around us, in our relationships especially. It's about looking where we can collaborate together to grow a better tomorrow. One that doesn't involve compromise, where we give a part of ourselves away, but rather to collide together, to weave together the essence of what really truly is beauty and harmony in our lives, in our relationships. Now, if we look at the daily numerology, it'd be a 2 plus a 7 plus an 8. That gives us a 17 energy. The 17 energy is making the impossible possible. It's about a renewed hope. It's about knowing that we can go forward in the way we want. We see the opening. We see the light at the end of the tunnel. 1 plus 7 is an 8. That is abundance in your pocket. That is growing your stature. That is growing your abundance. That's growing your well-being to a whole new level. Absolutely it is. As far as the astrology is concerned, the sun is in Aquarius. Our moon is in Capricorn for the full day. Now, Venus and Uranus trine today. So that's how this magic comes in. So it's a strong energy that's there. We know that Venus is our planet of love and also of money. Uranus is the only thing you can constantly or consistently expect from Uranus is that nothing will be consistent. Okay, it's all out of the blue and it just kind of comes in on a whirlwind. But since it's a trine, that's a favorable energy. So this is definitely a day where we could meet that someone special. Perhaps a small financial gain. We're not going to have to look far to be gifted with a joy, something that makes us smile. Perhaps we are that joy to another. On top of it, Mars is sextiling Neptune. Mars is our action guy, right? He's our warrior wanting to go forward. Neptune, our dreams, our goals, our passions, our desires. So it's much easier for us to step into our passions and desires under this kind of energy. Our dreams and possibilities. We feel strong, we feel courageous in our beliefs and our convictions. Today, we might fight for the underdog, or maybe it's a just cause. And our confidence is lifted higher and higher by paying it forward, by an everyday act of kindness. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. And our underlying energy for today is, look at this, the Fool appears. Well, we're days away from a new moon energy, so we have to start thinking about that new path forward. That path of the unknown. And that's okay that it's unknown because we're going to learn. It will challenge us, absolutely. But it's towards new growth experiences, new paths of abundance, new paths of love, new paths to self-love, self-acceptance, growing our belief in ourselves. We don't need anything more than we already have, but we have to start imagining it. Everything starts with a thought. Everything. So first we need that thought to be present on how we want to go forward, what we want to step into, what we want our tomorrow to look like, what we want our reality to be like, what we want to make tangible in our world. The King of Cups. Now, I see the King of Cups as the dear old dad, right? The stereotypical dad. And as you were sitting there and you weren't doing much, he would interject and say, so, how's work going? They treat you well? They pay you for what you're worth? Do they like you? Do they respect you? Get along with them okay? Where are you going tonight? You got enough money? How are you getting there? Who are they? What do they do for a living? So these are all these little questions we should be asking ourselves, right? Do we have enough money? Are they paying me for my value, my worth, what I bring to the table? Do they treat me with respect? Do I have friends that love and support me? Am I happy? Dad asked us all these questions so that one day when he was no longer around, we would continue to ask ourselves to make sure that our foundation is always strong so we can always build upon it. That we don't have to go and run in there and do some structural, there's structural damage over here because we haven't been paying attention. If we're going through the basics, working on that budget, maybe journaling with ourselves, maybe just a simple act of pulling it back a little bit and thinking things through for ourselves. How is work really going for me? Because sometimes we can go on automatic pilot in many areas of our life. And we seem to just coast. We seem to just exist rather than having an action plan to grow it stronger and better and larger than life. We have the Strength card. It is about growing our courage, our strength, embracing it, recognizing it within us. We have so much more courage. We have so much more strength within us than we give ourselves credit for. And this is a time when we want to embrace those things about ourselves and take a risk on ourselves, believe in ourselves enough that we will take a risk on ourselves to go forward in that new path. It's not time to go forward yet. It's time to think about that path, what it'll take. Growing your belief in yourself. Start thinking about the past and where you have been successful, what things you've done. Okay, the company I worked for, when they hired externally, they'd want all those little letters behind you. But if you worked for the company already, they would take life experience as part of the letters that should be behind your name. So what has life experience given you to this point where you know that you can go forward? Maybe 10 years ago, you wouldn't have been successful, but now you will. Maybe even 5 short years ago. You didn't have the expertise in certain areas. You didn't have the knowledge base in certain areas to really claim that success as your own. But you've grown since then. You've walked paths since then. You've met challenges since then. And with it, you've taken away wisdom, knowledge, clarity, understanding. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Well, it is all about loving ourselves, right? So we got the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Queen of the Cups, and I'm just trying to prove I'm not AI here. The Queen and the King of Cups are both out here for us. Now, this is about loving ourselves. This is, the King is loving ourselves enough to make sure that we're doing all the things that are necessary to keep us grounded, to keep us secure, to keep us centered, to keep us moving forward with a surety, with a confidence, with a strength. But it all does stem from how much we feel that we deserve, we need in our lives, we want in our lives, what we expect to be our lives. And so many people were told at different stages of their life that they weren't, or they shouldn't, or they mustn't, or they can't, and they believed it for whatever reason. Children should be seen and not heard. And you end up being very quiet, and when you have to speak in public, you're shaking and you're ready to pass out, and the sweat's dripping. All because somebody told you. The things that we crave most in life are love and acceptance. We want to be accepted, and we want to be loved. And so when we're told at different stages of our life, you can't do that. Nobody will even talk to you if you do something like that. Nobody wants a person around that does that. We immediately hid that part of ourselves. Didn't ever let it come out and play again, at least not in public. You had that art teacher in grade 4 that told you that your painting was ugly, and not only did they say that, but they said that in front of your best friends, and you were never ever going to give anybody a chance to laugh at you again at that point going forward. It's funny how the smallest of things can trigger a moment that lasts forever in our lives, that always has some kind of control over us, unless we take the time to recognize it. Recognize that we were, what, 9 or 10 years old? That the teacher was just, a grade 4 teacher. They weren't teaching, in a museum, or they weren't teaching in a college or a university. And they weren't producing work of their own. And what did our friends know? They just wanted a reason to pull me down because I was so much greater, right? They wanted me more on their level, or a little bit below, maybe, whatever. So this is a time to really look within and understand the beauty of who you are. You are enough. You are worthy. You are deserving. You already own that. It is coming to terms with the fact that it is yours to embrace, to utilize, to move forward. That you have gifts and talents nobody else has. That you are a unique individual. And the 17 energy, usually with the 17 energy, I try many times to say that maybe you want to do something, but there's already 5 million people doing it in the world. And you say, what's the sense? Because it's never been done by you. Because you're a very unique person with a skill set that nobody else in the world has. That's what makes us so wonderful. And it's not until you do it that it matters. You need to do it. It doesn't matter that you've got that much competition out there. It's not really competition because they can't compete with what you bring to the table because only you have ownership of that. Okay, let's go to... I tell you, I had all these little aches and stuff. I go on vacation, Christmas season and all that, and I kind of slacked on what I normally do as a morning routine, and my body is saying it's time. So I've had an earache for a couple of days now. I just can't get to that 100%, Well, we're getting there, though. The cruise was great, but still I was worn down during it. But, cruise time, you make up what time it is. Act accordingly. We have 46, gratitude and appreciation. It's two things that I talk about quite often. Gratitude journals, gratitude practices. I'm a firm believer that when you start giving up moments of thankfulness for what you already have in your world, the only thing that happens is that more things come into your life to be grateful and happy for. Do it at night. Do it the last thing you do before you go to sleep. Just give a moment of gratitude, of appreciation of what you already have to work with, of the good things that are working well in your life. I'll hold that card up in just a moment so that you can look within. Recognize the good qualities in others. Openly share your gratitude with them. Write notes of thanks to those who have helped you. If someone deserves acknowledgement, take the time to let a superior or a colleague know so they receive the recognition for that they deserve. Nature is continually sharing its beauty for us to appreciate. Beholding a rainbow is a gift, and when we encounter a rainbow's beauty, it is the perfect time to be grateful for all the gifts in our lives. It's important to generate the positive flow of thankfulness that can bring joy into someone else's life. And by doing so, you will not only decrease your stress, you will also generate the feeling of goodwill and love in your life. And that came up a couple of times about paying it forward, right? That's how we build our confidence today. That's how we know that we are worthy, that we are deserving, that we are enough. To go after a goal, a dream, a desire, to embrace that courage, embrace that strength, and take a risk on yourself. And right now, you're just in the thinking stages. You're in the thought stages. Just grow the dream. Don't worry. There'll be work that has to be done. We have the cougar, assertive. Well, with Mars in the picture, we just need to be a little bit more assertive, perhaps. See if we can bring that in nice and clear for ourselves, please. Maybe not, maybe. No, I'm just not holding it right, or the lighting's not right, or Something's not right. In silence, you find power. Claim your leadership role and take action. You know where to go and what to do. You have the courage and the confidence to succeed. You already have that courage. You already have that confidence. It's recognizing it in yourself. Okay? In silence, you find power. So sit and look within. See the magic that is within you, your talents, your abilities, the unique you. Embrace that and bring it out and start utilizing it for your path forward. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.